So today's question came from Universe Loves Me again, and it is about eating meat and seafood. So before I start the question off, show reel. Pranam, Namaste, my name is Garret. Before I start the question off, please make sure you guys remember to hit like, subscribe and comment your learnings in the comment section below. I'm dedicated to make 4 videos a week to spread more light and positivity out there to the world. It's also nice to know where you guys are tuning in from so we could connect within this space, okay? So, the question, we go into it, okay? It comes from Universe Loves Me. So, hi Garret, it is me again, Universe Loves Me. I hope this time round you can answer my question about food diet. I'm not a vegetarian, but I keep hearing that eating too much meat is not good. Will seafood be considered meat too? Okay, thank you, Universe Loves Me. Alright, so when we talk about diet, right, like I always say, do not, when we talk about food, don't take my words for it, or don't take anybody's advice for it, because when it comes to food, it is our personal well-being. Go and explore what is best for you, okay? However, if you are trying to get certain advice that could possibly actually affect your decisions down the road, then this video is for you, okay? So, like I say, meat itself, what's the reason why most people consider eating meat not too good if you're eating too much of it? In fact, just know this, okay? I'm just gonna list out a few pointers, then you should know. First thing is that this body of us, okay, as far as it comes from evolution, it's actually not meant to be eating meat. It's not, our body is not carnivorous by nature, okay? So we need to know that it is herbivorous, okay? Notice the jawline that we have, the type of jaw, the type of teeth that we have, the molars that we have in our mouth. Okay, it is made to be a herbivorous kind of nature, okay? And what it actually means is that when we eat our food, right, it's more of churning the food, okay? Our action of eating food is more of churning. It's not meant to actually slice through, okay? If you notice all the animal kingdom, right, out there, like the lions, tigers and all crocodiles, all these sharks, right, their teeth, their actions are much more for slicing. So their nature, their bodies are meant to actually consume meat, okay? They are meant to be carnivorous. And what it actually relates to nature and the well-being of it, okay? Let's see. If let's say our body is not meant to consume meat, right, that means when we eat, when we chew the food, take for instance, if you're consuming meat at this point, you are churning, okay? And the amount of chewing that you try to slice through the meat, right, it is hard for you to actually digest it. So on average, right, meat itself, if you're taking just raw meat, okay, raw meat into the system, okay, some people like their food fully rare, okay? So a lot of people eat beef that some of them eat fully rare, right? So when they eat rare food, it takes about average 70 to 72 hours to actually digest in your system raw food, raw meat, okay? And if you were to compare it to cooked meat, fully cooked, okay, so if it's fully well done beef steak, right, okay, then you're most likely gonna take about 50 to 55 hours to actually digest the amount of meat in your body. So know this, that if you are chewing, and in these days, right, in our modern days context, right, everybody's eating in a rush, in a hurry, trying to finish their food, and food itself is no longer a form of enjoyment. It's no longer a form of supplying the body with energy. It becomes just it's just a must-have in order for us to sustain living in this earth. So it has become this kind of activity these days. So if we eat in such a hurry, and I know that our system is not meant to be consuming meat, and when we chew our food, okay, we are not fully digesting our food well. And the more that we have meat in our system, right, when the meat itself is actually staying in our system for too long, notice we are having giving the opportunity of bacteria to actually grow and develop within the body, okay, and it makes the more of food, the more of these enzymes in the body turns it into acidic. And you know that if you can go and Google about it, go and read about it as well. Acidity in the body, too much acid is actually very bad for our health. So know that when we talk about eating meat, right, this is one of the problems. Okay. Secondly is right, it actually leads to one of the thing is if you're eating meat, right, one of the problems about digestion is also because we have very long intestinal threads in our system. Okay, our organs are about 20 to 40 times or 20 to 50 times longer than what we should be. Okay, so know that intestinal length, right, for herbivores, right, are usually at least 10 to 20 times longer than their actual body length. Okay, so you know human beings actually have about 30 to 40 times more. Okay, the length of our intestines is actually so much longer, taller than our body height. Compare it to a carnivorous. Okay, a carnivorous intestine is actually quite short. Okay, so it's at least probably around 2 to 3 times longer than them, about there. Reason being, because when they consume their food, they are immediately in and immediately out kind of intestine functions. Okay, so what it actually relates to in actual well-being is that when you, like I say, when you chew less, it's really hard for you to digest, and when it's inside your body, it takes a lot more time to fully digest it. Okay, so this already indicates that the body is meant to be herbivorous, okay, more to be a vegetarian-like kind of basis of diet. Okay. Second thing is that when we need to know that when we are eating meat, right? Okay, in the Vedic system, right, Ayurveda, okay, there's 3 types of mode, like which I actually mentioned in the pranic series, right, in the videos that I created. There's mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So mode of sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Okay, so when you're eating foods like fresh, okay, there are vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, okay, all these are actually the mode of goodness. Okay, they are full of life, packed with pranic energy. Okay, so when you're eating, you're consuming all this, it gives you the environment in your system, a good place to be conducive for spiritual advancement and enlightenment. Okay, and it keeps your body calm and cool, fuels it with full power and well-being of energy. Okay, and when this same type of food, okay, has been used to cook, okay, you go through fire and cooking, and through fire and cooking you add in all the taste, okay, you make it tasty, you make it good for the palate. Okay, you add in like salt, excessive oils, sugars, all this, it turns the food into rajasic, okay, which is the mode of passion. It supplies you with the energy. However, when you eat this type of food, it makes you it consumes, once you become passionate about your food, one of the most likely thing that you might encounter is that it comes with stress, added stress. Okay, why is that so? Because too much sugar, too much salt is gonna give you health problems also, right? And with this added weight in your body, you need to actually work off this weight. Okay, if not, you don't work off this weight, right, it makes you feel lousy about your body and you feel lethargic as well. Okay, so that is the second part of rajasic. Okay, then once you start consuming dead food, stale food, dry foods, okay, those packed food, okay, with additives, alcohol, all this non-vegetarian food, right, you are consuming carcass in your system. Okay, so bluntly put, it's like you're consuming dead bodies into your system. And when you're actually doing it in your system, you're okay. when we talk about consuming dead food into your system, your body is life, right? It's living. So if you are trying to keep it alive by consuming dead food, is it gonna be a very, very tough way of living? Because know that your body is actually working so hard just to make the dead come alive. You see, it's just like making the dead food come alive in your system, you know. However, if you're consuming live food into your body, okay, and you can consume food that makes you tasty as well, but know this: when you're consuming anything that is vegetarian food, right, it gives you a lot of life, a lot of energy. Your body don't need too much enzymes to actually break down on the food, and it doesn't. Usually, any type of food that you consume, right, usually the vegetarian food takes about 1 to 2 hours when you've make it cooked. Okay, if it's cooked food, right, it takes about 1 to 2 hours. Then you feel the energy surge down a little bit from the cooking process. Okay, if you're eating live food, right, usually you don't feel tired even after the meal. So that's the magical thing about eating the mode of goodness. Okay, but if you're eating dead food, okay, dead food, right, you realize that for the first 2 to 4 hours, you see, it's double the time. And 2 to 4 hours, you feel very lethargic, you feel very, very tired. And during this process, most people will feel like they want to go to sleep. Okay, in this process of going to sleep, they are wasting time. Okay, so anything about the yogic system is always about to prolong your health, prolong your life. Okay, consuming all this meat, seafood as well. Okay, when we talk about seafood, anything that has thoughts and emotions, okay, if you're eating seafood, maybe not too much. However, you can always go to those restaurants with those live fish tanks, those seafood fish tanks, right? Look at the fish, okay, you look at those that has been captured there, still alive, right? You look at them. Do you think that they don't have emotions? They do have emotions as well. So anything that has emotions, right, whenever you consume into your body, that emotion is being captured into your body as a form of memory. Okay, so now you can explain why there's a lot of people that are much more emotional, all the anger, the fear, the sadness, all this form of emotions that has been consumed from the dead food, okay, has been consumed into the system. Therefore, the emotions will have to manifest in some other form. Therefore, it's being manifested in your system. Okay, and if you want to have true world peace out there, okay, you want to really have actually world peace where people can actually get along each other, then we need to start going into being vegan or vegetarian. Okay, that's the whole basis of eating foods that has high vibration, okay, high energy, rather than eating dead food. Okay, so that is the pure understanding of not eating meat. Okay, it is definitely, like I say, in all kinds of religion like Hinduism, Buddhism, all these ancient texts, right, they are all eating vegetarian because they know the mode of goodness in it. Okay, and they know that this gives you a very conducive environment for enlightenment and spiritual growth, as well as pure good health. Because if you don't have good health, and if you don't have good health, how can you advance everything in life? You can't, because end of the day, when you eat dead food in your system, you're very prone to disease, okay? And you're 10 times far more likely to get cancer in this modern days context. You see, because this food are trapped in your system for 70 hours, 50 to 70 hours period long. So anything could happen during this period, and especially for those who do not exercise as well, they consume it together with high processed food like Coke or drinks, beverages. What kind of treatment are you doing to your system? Know this is your body is a temple, okay? It's where it is for you a vehicle or a vessel for you to advance in life. So if you don't take good care of it, I know that everyone end of the day we will still die, but the whole quality of life during this whole period when you're still alive makes it really challenging, because if you're not taking good care of it, then this is the consequences. In no way I'm trying to affect you to do it. Just maybe go and experiment. Maybe accept a 30-day challenge and see what it actually changed when you actually change your diet into being a vegetarian. Just at least try to keep 40 to 60% of your food to be live. Anything to do with vegetarian food. keep your diet to be 40 to 60% of the proportion, you will notice a huge change in your well-being. Okay, so just leave some comments and let me know what more you want to know about eating meat and seafood. Of course, like I say, if you can go into being a vegetarian, that would be the most best. Okay, because end of these days, even the Eastern and the Western cultures are really accepting plant-based foods already. So there's a lot more people accepting this because of good health and well-being. Okay, however, that should not just be the whole reasons behind it. It should be morally right also. It should also be good for spiritual advancements. There must be much more reasons, and you need to understand the reason behind why you do certain things. Okay, so I hope this video has helped you a bit, and with that, I'm gonna end this off. Share your learnings in the comment sections. Okay, with that, I'm ending this off. Pranam, namaste.